All right, good morning. This is March the 16th, 2023. And I am out here with my Wesley Special Howard Hill longbow of 50 pounds draw weight. I'm going to try a little bit different thing here today as far as the archery. I'm going to shoot at 30 yards. I've got 5 arrows. So I'm going to move up about 5 or 6 yards. One at 30 yards, which I am now, and I'm going to move up and shoot. Debbie, who is operating the camera, is going to focus on when I get ready to shoot, she's going to focus on the deer target, and we're going to watch the arrows hit. And we'll see, I've not warmed up or anything like that, just how good I can do from 30, from about 25 and up until I get rid of all my arrows. So we're going to be, let me just pull it a little bit, okay. All right, so go ahead now and focus on the target. Zoom in.
You went close.
What?
I need to move up some to get it.
That's zoomed in all the way? Mm-hmm. I don't see a problem with that.
Okay, well, go ahead.
All right, we just had a little bit of discussion about whether that would get the job done, and that's what we're going to try it right there. All right, 30 yards. All right, that was the 30 yards. And I guess we're at about 25 right now. I stepped up. Moving on up. I am up now to about 10 or 15 yards. About 15, I think. Now I am up pretty darn close here. All right. Well, you can see that. Actually, my last shot was too high, and I was very close there. These guys here are a good pattern, but they are a little left. These guys are dead kills. Probably these guys are too. I'm not too dissatisfied with that. Remember, this is a longbow. It is not a rifle. All right, let's go over here. All right, now, for what I really want to talk about this morning, I am a follower of Yeshua the Messiah, Jesus Christ. And he has instructed me to declare his name before men. And that's what I'm doing. And that means telling you his name and telling you what he offered. All right. Here lately, I feel like that I have been getting off into the weeds with my effort to declare his name before men. All right. Some people may be surprised at the very small amount of text in the New Testament that was actually the very words of Jesus. If you took all of that, everything he said, and put it, it wouldn't be but a couple of pages if you did it, on a regular Bible page. Now remember this. We are asserting that he is God himself in the flesh. And therefore his words, in fact, he was known as the Word. The Bible also states that he created the world with his word. So my question is, what more do we need? What more do we need than the word and the words of Jesus himself? And I mean, you've got the whole New Testament, which you can take his words out of those, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And then you've got the Old Testament. And then you've got at the end this very strange book called the Book of Revelation. The early church did not have anybody. As far as what Yeshua said, it was word of mouth. It was people that had been there with him and said and told people, hey, this is what he said. And the early church was formed just on that. The written portion of it came along sometime later. Nobody knows exactly when, but the very earliest church was just word of mouth. They just said what he said. Hey, what did he say? He said this and he said that. He said, I am the way and the life. No man goes to the Father but through me. I may have misquoted that, I don't know, but that's by word. And what I mean by getting off in the weeds, the people, including myself, that are trying to tell others what it all means and what's it all about, I think that we get off in the weeds, and by that I mean we get away from the words of Jesus himself. My question is, if he was, or my assertion is, if he was God, then did he not say everything that needed to be said? That actually is a question. If Jesus is God, then didn't he say everything that needed to be said? I'm saying yes. I'm answering that question with a big yes. And I'm going to make a concerted effort now to stick to what he said. He said plenty, and he said enough that we can talk about it from now until the end of the world. We don't have to, I'm not saying the rest of the Bible is not something you should also know about, but you don't need any more than what he said to make up your mind if you believe it. If you believe it, you can make up your mind. Just look at what he said. Now, a lot of Bibles have what he said in red letters. It's called a red letter Bible. And a lot of Bibles make some kind of a way to make sure you know that it was him talking. I'm saying you don't need any more than that. Getting off in the weeds means going, especially over in the book of Revelation, get yourself confused at the book of Revelation. As going back into the old prophecies, they're good. They speak of him. If he had wanted to say more, I guess he'd have said more, wouldn't he? He said everything he needed to say. Go to the book of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John in the New Testament and read what Jesus himself said and ponder on that. You believe it? After you read it, all you got to do is say, Jesus, please save me. I accept your sacrifice in atonement for my sin, and I want you to save me, and I want you to give me a new heart. I believe it. I believe what you're saying. All right, that's That's what I got to say this morning. I'm going to do that myself. I'm going to try to concentrate on what he said. I think we won't get off in the weeds. We're going to stick to the main channel. That and the main channel as a channel in a river, or as he said, follow the narrow path, the main channel. Or I'm saying the main channel, the straight way. Getting off is all kinds of different weeds that you get off in. And you know, when you get off in the weeds, you get lost. I think we're going to do better to stick to what he said. All right, this is Gardener Israel signing off.